here, because that will have an effect on the special tax rate.
Who owns that lot right now? Do we know?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, communities to the west, there's 6 separate property owners, 5-acre parcels.
Right.
I know there's 2 that would like to develop, and that is considered in the past.
Okay.
Just by way of experience with some of the other parks districts, and I've actually worked with SCI on a similar situation down in Elk Grove, where they're forming, to assume this community services district, a CFD. In the past, they've predominantly gone just through the LLA route, and there's like 30 different LLAs throughout their district. But what they're looking at doing is creating the CFD, and all future developments would then be conditioned, as a project condition, to annex into that CFD.
Okay. So you work with Jeff down there?
Yeah, the Jeff Reynolds, yes.
Oh, he's still working.
He's the new dude now.
I'm not sure where he's been now.
For a
Their
long time.
office there burned
The
down.
little fire, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The one that Brian mentioned, I think both of us assumed for a while that the property was actually under ownership of the person we were speaking with, and we found out it's actually, it's a family, correct, it's a family, and they're not maybe all on the same page with this thing.
Yeah.
But he's pushing really hard to develop it, but at the same time, we realize he's not actually.
He's not the
official
owner.
owner.
Okay.
So it's kind of,
Because I'm looking at this as, okay, so we're gonna have this district set up, and I'm assuming we have to account for funds separately for each CFD we've got, correct? Funds are coming in when we're spending it for
right.
maintenance for that. So, I mean, if we're gonna have multiple ones, if we're gonna have 2 huge developments next to each other, I mean, it'd behoove us, in my opinion, somehow see if we can include all that.
Yeah, I think one of the things I'll have to speak to Leanne about
Yeah.
later is that I assumed that going forward, we would want to go the CFD route.
Right.
So we're doing it as kind of one umbrella.
Right.
But I'm not sure, maybe you can let me know, once we determine what the rate of apportionment is going to be for this one, I don't know if it would be the same for the next one, because it all depends on how big is the park, how big, how, you know, how much, how it's going to be programmed, and how much landscape, is it going to be different, greater, the same, or less? So I imagine that would weigh in on
Yeah, I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
I didn't really expect an answer tonight, but that's just something,
Yeah, because we also,
discussions.
you know, Lawrence Links, if they ever decide to put houses on that parcel again, I mean, that's another potential area to have one of these districts.
That's the old golf course.
Right, so what we could do, in Southgate, they have similar CFD in Sumnus where it's not district-wide, but it's a very large area of land, and within that, anyone who develops would annex in. But they already had master plans that kind of had an idea of how many houses they were expecting, things like that. So we were able to take the whole area and develop the rate of apportionment based on the data we have. Now, if we have only data for one development and the other ones are completely up in the air, it may be better to just do
Yeah,
it,
that's fine.
you know, as they come.
Yeah, I'm just looking long-term how we
I
can
think
approach
we
this.
worked out on, for the Lawrence Links, they did have, before the downturn in the economy,
They
there
did.
was a plan with
There
the
was a-
number of
yeah.
houses out
With
there.
the size part of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, we can take a look at that one, you know, as we're
I
developing
mean,
this.
I'm just thinking of one right next to it.
Yeah, the
so.
one next to it.
That's the problem I have.
Yes.
Just a quick question. On slide number 8, the last bullet point, you mentioned that this is being set up for maintenance. It's not the development of the park, it's the actual maintaining of the park.
Yes,
And then also in that last bullet point, you mentioned streetscapes and medians.
and that would be maintenance as well.
And are those located exclusively in that development, or does that
Yes.
also include any improvements along Elbert Road that are going to need to be made with that single lane that flies by there and people are going to be turning into the development? I imagine the median is going to have to turn lane or something's going to have to go in Elbert Road. I didn't know if that was part of this for people to access in and out. That is a street.
There is, so there would be some landscape areas on the reverse frontage along Elbert Road within the letter lots.
Okay.
The thought was, and this goes back to the previous project that was approved, that if they're going to have the crews out there maintaining the park, it would be much more economical to have the crews continue, you know, to do the medians and those other landscape corridor areas.
Greg, I actually spoke to the county planner about that very subject. And because you want to know, was I in favor of it? Because they're actually trying to look to go that way in the future. Because as the economy picks up, the development picks up, they're going to do the real basic stuff.
Yeah.
And our thought is that we always want to make sure that that's the gateway into that community. We want it to match what these people see from the outside. We want it to match what's on the inside. And so we'll be able to collect money through this. So over time, when sound walls, if they're using sound wall, whatever they use to develop it, anything that we can change that out and keep it as modern at our time frame, not waiting for the county to tell us, well, you got to wait another 5 years, and you're way down the list, we're not going to get to you. We control it.
Yeah.
And I just think that having control of that gateway into your community is a real plus. They were actually very happy to hear that we were doing that.
Yeah.
And they're trying to push that with some other projects as well. So I don't know if that's the way of the future, but I think it was the right move to support that.
Yeah, I travel that Alberta corridor quite frequently, and with the expansion of the Alberta specific plan, I'm going to put 6,000 homes there at 16th and Alberta Road. That Alberta corridor is going to get very busy, and people are going to be trying to turn into this new development and stuff. I just didn't know if there were any county improvements to improve the roadway along Alberta Road. But when I saw medians here, I was thinking,
yeah.
so.
Ours would just be those landscape improvements that you're going to see as you come into the project.
Gotcha. Okay. Good.
Anyone else? All right, we will look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you both for coming. Thank you. Okay, we're back on item 7, correspondence. There's none. Item 8, comments or reports from citizens and organizations. I see no one. So we're going to go ahead and go to item 9, unfinished business, A, 2013-14 fiscal year audit. Presented by the chair. That's you.
I mean, I wasn't involved with
Discussion.
the discussion, so I'm like,
One little thing that Larry made a response that we're talking about the blue book. The blue book is for a CAFR. We don't use a CAFR.
no.
The document I just handed out is the one that Larry Bain referenced in his reply to me when he was talking about the blue book. That's the only attachment that he provided. So I'm sorry to include it.
No, that's fine. And again, I don't know if you heard, see, a CAFR is expanded. You work with cities.
City, we use CAFR.
And you used to have CAFR. So that's what the blue book is, a CAFR. That's why major fund, non-major fund is for a CAFR, and that's why it's like, okay. You're presenting.
Okay,
While you're looking at it over, if I could just, Diane, if I could just,
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, there was, some of the board members had questions at the last meeting. I tried to write them down, sent them to Larry. Larry responded back, and he made, I think the one that was most significant, Alan, that you brought up, was, had to do with notes 8 and 9.
Yeah.
And he did change that in the final. That's a reference that had to do with compensation. So that's contributions for the pension plan. So that's been changed to reflect what I think Alan was trying to get at. And then you can see, I just.
So the first thing on page 7 that I said wasn't a double column, it was a double underline because he's got, when you have double underline in it, see this, then he becomes a balance sheet. And that number, these two numbers should agree.
Gotcha.
And so that should be a single line and then it just goes all the way down to.
Well, he clearly didn't get my question because he said he didn't understand.
Okay, no, that's fine. I mean, the major and non-major, I mean, he's not exactly correct, but I'm not going to have major grief about that. If that's how he wants to present it. That's just, And again, when he references the blue book, this isn't a blue book audit, so it makes it difficult. So,
And just the last thing I wanted to add is that there was some discussion also about the findings and recommendations being included. So they're attached now to your report. They'll follow the report wherever the report goes now. I don't know if the board has any specific questions about those, or if you disagree or agree, or you think we should or should not. But I try to answer them to the best of my ability, how we're going to go forward to address these. So anyway, I just want to put that out there, Diane, before you get too far into it.
I was fine with your,
no, yeah,
with the responses you gave to the deficiencies not deemed to be material weakness.
I do want to point out, Terry spent a tremendous amount of time trying to uncover that $11,500. It goes back to the 1990s.
1998.
1998.
that's why I was here.
And some of it started, I mean, these are things that could be a $10 item, a $30 item, that just over time, it just kept on adding and adding, and a bunch of them got bigger and bigger and bigger. As you can see, you know, we got almost 80%. We found them. That next 20% may take 3 times as long to find as it did the initial 80%, and I know she spent a lot of time. Unless you tell me otherwise, we will stay on top of this, but it's not the top priority, but we want to get this done by the end of the year so we can try to find it. It's almost like you need a forensic auditor to come in here, because it could be something that's a $50 or a $30 item out there that has just accrued interest in over 20 years, and you have to find it. You through all the documents over 20 plus years, you got to find that one, and it could be just one item, it could be a bunch of tiny little ones, we don't know yet. But Terry did a great job, spent a lot of time working on it, and she would come in every day with a little victory, I found more money, I found more money. So I think she did a great job getting to it. It's just right now,
You don't get to keep it, by the way.
I know, I tried to write myself a check, but I just wouldn't do it. I'm trying to JV into my account.
But we'll go ahead and JV the money that we found, but we will, as we can, we'll try to dig a little deeper and find the rest of that money.
All right. So again, other than the double underline thing, I'm good. So since we have that one little error, should we still vote on a contingency on that being fixed by letter? Or what would you like us to do?
I think you could go ahead and adopt accept the audit, and then I will go back to him and they tell him what the correction is.
Right.
Then he could just correct that one page, and we could just insert
That's
and
fine.
change it.
All right. Is everyone good with that?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the 2014 financial statement audit report pending the correction on page 7.
Awesome.
A motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you all. Thank you, Terry, for all the work you put into the audit. And thank you, committee, for your work with this. Item B, fiscal year payroll liability. Board discussion approved the JV to transfer $3,430.11 from employee medical to revenue other.
JV's not in there.
I was gonna say.
I asked him if he wanted to put it in there.
Okay.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
All right, is there any other discussion or questions? Everyone good?
Good.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?